All right, just to give you an idea of what I plan on doing. So I already put these together. I ripped these 2x4s in half, and I only put one screw in them so that I can turn these to match the angle once I mount these boards. So I'm gonna make 3 A-frames essentially and 1 runner. So underneath the angle, I'm seeing if I can make it a 90 degrees. So I think I have to make them 4 feet long to make it 90 degrees because this is 8 foot. And then I'm gonna run 1 this way to make 3 A's. And I'm gonna put a tarp over the whole thing and have both the ends open. I might run something along the bottom. And then I'm gonna put a cross brace through one of them that I can hang a water bucket on. So that's my plan for these portable little chicken coops on the cheap. All right, so this is as far as I got on day 1. So basically I just framed the door and framed it all up. I have this angled piece just for some stability and make sure it doesn't go this way. Anyway, so I think my plan is I'm going to cover the front and back with chicken wire, which should be enough realistically. I bought these hinges. Oh, there's the cat. These real cheap hinges. Who knows if you'll even be able to see them. They're like the clasps that I use on virtually everything. They're like $1 a piece, something like that. And these things, you can adjust them and they stay tight. I wish they were lockable. And then I buy these super cheap. I mean, like, this is like $5 for 20 of them. Little stainless cabinet hinges, just stuff that won't rust. Probably won't last either, but here we are. But my plan is I'm gonna cover the front, actually probably the whole thing, in chicken wire, because I'm gonna cover this in a tarp. And my mindset is if that tarp ever rips, I still don't want anything to be able to get in there before I fix it. But yeah, it's just a little 8x8 chicken tractor. I also contemplated adding things to the front and the back. so that I can weigh it down, because I do live in the middle of the windiest area. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to working. I think I might just fix this door real fast, get the hinges put on. Parkour. He's like living his best life. Last night I was moving blocks and he's like running around. I swear he runs by. Parkour. Who knew? Who knew I would have liked cats? Well, here goes nothing. Alright, you can see I tried to straighten it up, but honestly I don't care enough. But I threw these little tiny baby hinges on there, and now the door functions. Little cross brace. It doesn't have to be anything. It's like a 2-foot door. It's actually like 4 foot, but whatever. So now my plan is, I thought about not doing it in quick motion just so you can see. I'm just gonna bring my roll of chicken wire over and staple it, and then flip it over and then just staple it down so I can put my tarp on something. Anyway, so I was also thinking about how much money I had in this. He's just everywhere. You're just gonna have to deal with the Oscar. Get it. Anyway, so I was looking. Since I split these 2x4s and they're $3.20 a piece, that means I have like roughly 6.5 boards, 20 bucks. The tarp is $18. This is like 30 cents a foot. I'm gonna use 40 feet to cover this. If I don't try to do this side and then flip it over and do that side, then I might be saving like like $1. Plus the hinges and that clasp, I think I'm gonna be in this for like $50, $51, something like that. But I mean, where else can you get a chicken tractor and like be able to move it around for 50 bucks? Oh, he sees a dog. Yeah, but I think I might not do this in slow motion just to see if I can. So I really don't think these gloves are gonna help, but it's like 30 degrees. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I wish that I would have bought multiple lengths of rolls, because I bought 5 foot. That's the worst part about chicken wire, is it literally catches on everything. I bought 5 foot rolls. And you can see I don't need 5 feet here. I guess I could have just done this on the ground, measured out 12 feet and cut it. Who does that? Really, it probably is the worst material you can use. Like it just catches on itself constantly. And it bends and forms, and it's just not good. All right. If there's anything I've learned, because it's easier to just do one end. Which a pneumatic stapler is really handy. Like, it makes you wonder how they did things years ago without stuff. Without tools. Like a cordless saw. How did they cut stuff? All right. All right. So while also building the chicken coops, I learned not to stretch this stuff too much because it gets super wavy. So you almost have to work with it as it is, which is to just staple the side, really like two sides, and then you stretch it into itself. Which I guess I could have just done the rest of this stuff. Not that important. I was thinking about how I was gonna put the tarp on here, and I think I might just run a board over top of it. I bought a bunch of real cheap boards, so I was like, if I put it down and then run boards over it, but then I was like, or do I run some over, couple long ways, so that it can't do this crap. I don't know, we'll play it by ear. We'll see. This is just for fun. This one's more of a prototype. See what I need to do with these guys. Weird. that was just one piece. So you can just kind of see, you actually can't see a thing. It's just on there. You can see, it's okay. It's not that crazy, but it's gonna be under a tarp, so like, it just had to be on there. Little overview. So I bought this white tarp on Amazon and I was like, man, that kind of feels cheap already. It's junk. Anyways, took it in there, measured to see two of them over. Even if it was 10 mils, this would be 0.02 to 0.24 is what this is supposed to be. It's 12 mil. Folded over on itself, and it's still one. So this is like a 5 mil tarp. It's just junk, but it's what I've got. And I don't know, honestly, realistically, you can't find white tarps anyway. So I guess I'm just gonna use this one. So this is more of like a final walkthrough. Okay, so again, not crazy big. I definitely thought about putting something along that side at the bottom, and then this side at the bottom, maybe like an old piece of T111 or piece of plywood. I don't know, I'm still thinking about that. Anyways, so I just put these two running across just to make sure the tarp doesn't just come off. I mean, it was held on by staples, and shockingly, whenever I did, I put a staple in this and I ripped it out, it actually ripped the staple out. So it didn't really rip the tarp. So the tarp's not as bad as I thought. What my whole plan is, I thought about in here running like a 2x4 across so that I can hang the water from the middle. But that would also mean that I would have to crawl in there to get to the water. So I was like, I guess I could just throw it in here in the corner or something like that. But it's not super light, so who knows? We'll see. I don't know. The thing is I don't really want to risk it. That's my big problem. So if I take this out there and put a bunch of meat birds in there, and this thing lifts up or even takes off, because we literally live in the windiest area, I really don't want them to be unprotected. Not that they go very far. I don't know. Maybe I should add a couple legs, and on those said legs just put some blocks. I don't think that's a bad idea.